This has gone from pathetic to embarrassing for black girl gamers. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. That Park Place has taken the offensive, gotten a lawyer, and fought back against this cease and desist that was sent to thatparkplace.com for what I've mentioned previously in videos being it was a fairly bland article just going over the situation with black girl gamers and why they felt like their hiring practices weren't up to snuff. But regardless of that, after this article came out from thatparkplace.com, black girl gamers went crazy on Twitter, an 8-part thread threatening lawsuits, threatening cease and desist, threatening all these things to thatparkplace.com. And a lot of people didn't think they were going to follow through on that, including myself, and we were wrong. Black girl gamers moved forward with a cease and desist, and this is flat out embarrassing. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full article. I will link this in the description below. The article that I put together has all the screenshots from the cease and desist, the rebuttal from the lawyer, the thatparkplace.com Twitter, and how they feel about all these things. All the resources and everything are in that article. I'll link it, like I said, in the description below. But for this video, let's go through a couple of these things. First off, the cease and desist letter sent by black girl gamers. This was sent to John Trent at parkplace.com, and it says, "Dear Mr. Trent, blah, 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 please be advised, all this fun lawyer speak." And then the meat of the letter goes into their demands. "We demand that you immediately cease and desist from posting or displaying any videos and or comments about Ms. Lopez and BGG. We demand that by April 5th, 2024, you remove any and all links and references to videos, i.e. YouTube or Twitch, that comments upon or visually depicts Ms. Lopez and or the BGG brand." This is trying to stifle freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom of just being able to say what you want to say within the guidelines of reality and factually based representation of what you find in your research, which is all that Park Place did. Like I said, when I went through this article multiple times, there was nothing too crazy about it. And why I take this so personally, many of you probably could already grasp, is I run smashjt.com. I write articles all the time about all this kind of stuff. And could you imagine if somebody came at me like this and put a cease and desist because all I'm doing is commenting, reporting, telling people the information on a situation from my perspective paired with the reality and the facts that are there? That's all that Park Place did. And this hits me personally because of that. I didn't really know of that Park Place before all this happened, and I'm sure they never heard of smashjt.com. These are smaller, more independent publications out there. And this is one of those things where black girl gamers are trying to shut them up so that the word doesn't get out about how truly evil this corporation, this group, this advisory really is. Video commentary and comments posted online that attack Ms. Lopez's moral character and accuse her and BGG of engaging in unlawful and discriminatory hiring and retention practices are hurtful, baseless, and defamatory. The accusations that you levied against Ms. Lopez and BGG are simply untrue and demonstrably false." Okay, then demonstrate how it's false. Everything that Park Place said in their article is still standing as true. There's yet to be anything that's been countered by BGG to say otherwise, except for words saying, "What you said in that article isn't true, so take it down." Oh, okay. How is it not true? Just because you don't like it? I mean, come on. You need to hit facts with reality. And if you don't have the facts to hit reality with, you're gonna look really dumb. These defamatory public accusations have resulted in racist, sexist, and misogynistic communications directed at Ms. Lopez and BGG's public brand. These defamatory public accusations have also resulted in various communications directed at Ms. Lopez threatening violence against her person and the company. Here's the thing with Black Girl Gamers. This is kind of their mantra. This is their MO. This is what they do. They run and hide and start complaining that people are coming after them as soon as light gets shed on the reality. And this was actually exemplified perfectly in another YouTuber's video, Mark with a C. Let me show you a clip real quick from this.
But it doesn't mean a lot because people have already been blinded to think that this is what black people are pushing for. And so the vitriol comes on both sides because other people, if they're weak of mind, like I said, they get their backs up, they get defensive, and now once again everybody's fighting. They forget that we existed in this space together for the longest. We played these games for the longest. We've watched these shows and these movies for the longest. It's only a recent phenomenon that these people decided that there's big business in pointing these things out and calling people racist. And it's big business in getting these other people to be offended. Bro, act like you fucking got some common sense and understand what's going on here.
It's what they do. It's how they've built their brand from the ground up to where they are right now, attacking anyone who so much as hints that they might not have the best hiring practices or legal authority or attempts at creating a brand with inclusivity, when in reality, all they do are, it's like the mob. They come in and they push themselves around and attack, throw their weight around, and when someone says, hey, wait a second, what you're doing isn't really cool or fair, they cry and they claim that they are the ones being attacked. Clear as day. And here it is in written form from a cease and desist. They literally took the time to get a lawyer and write this letter. Could you imagine, if this proceeds into court hearings, what the discovery phase is going to look like? Yikes. I mean, I think we all know the answer to that. They're not going to get to that point. This is just a harmless scare tactic that they're so used to using to shut up smaller people, but it's not going to work this time. And in fact, the opposite is going to be quite true. The Streisand effect is hitting them hard. Lots of people who I've never heard of before right now are coming forward talking about BGG and their practices and why it's not that great.
They brought up my boyfriend. They wanted to know if he was white because if he was, that would have made sense to them of why I was acting like this.
We got Gothics coming forward saying, yeah, everything that Park Place said is fairly true and accurate. I used to work with them. I know how they are. And that's someone who, I mean, let's be honest, it's a black woman coming out of the Black Gamer Girls and saying, yeah, they kind of do those things. It's kind of evil. That's how they are. Like, this is the reality that we're dealing with. But it continues. Please note that this law firm does not attempt to restrict legitimate free speech, as long as that free speech is what they authorize you to say. Very free speech. I mean, I feel like this is what started one of those world wars. But anyways, keep going. And we believe the internet is an important medium for dissemination of accurate and truthful information and for fair comment and issues of interest. However, the defamatory comments made by you what comments? Like, call them out here in the letter. What did they say that was so defamatory? What is it? You're just using these blanket accusation lines of, oh, you were defamatory. You weren't nice to us. You made people come after. What did he say? What was so wrong? Obviously, they didn't list anything because there was nothing. This letter puts all on notice that should there be further defamatory comment, look at how they word that as puts all on notice, because they wanted to know if this letter ever got shared publicly that it would be out there to scare everyone talking about Black Girl Gamers. Like, listen to how it's worded. Should there be further defamatory comments about Miss Lopez and BGG, we will have no choice but to recommend that our client pursue all legal causes of action, including the filing of a lawsuit to protect her interests. We will pursue both monetary damages and attorney's fees and costs incurred by our client as a result of the legal actions. It is our hope that this correspondence will alleviate the need for any... Listen to how they are just subtly threatening them to shut the hell up because they don't want the reality, the truth, the facts to get out there for everyone to see. They are scared shitless. Like, let's be honest here. When I read this, that's all I hear. There's nothing that they back up with what they say. There's no words, no quotes, no comments about what's happened in the past. It's just these blanket statements against thatparkplace.com. And again, it says, recommend that our client pursue all legal causes of action. They don't want to open up to discovery. We all know that because they'd have to open up the books of all their hiring practices, show everything that they've interviewed in the past, all the people who have come in, everyone that's worked for them, and I think we already know the end result of that is not going to be a good look for Black Girl Gamers. So that letter got sent, and after a little while passed, there was a response from thatparkplace.com and Ron Coleman, the lawyer that they've hired, and this is just a priceless response. Dear Mr. Morris, we represent That Park Place, TPP, its principals and employees, and we write in response to yours of March 27th, 2024. We have reviewed your demands and, on consideration, find them both meritless and ridiculous. For these reasons, your demands are rejected in whole, and we consider the matter closed. Please direct any further inquiries, as may be necessary, to the undersigned by email. Very truly yours, Ronald D. Coleman. That's where this is going to end. I am very confident that Black Girl Gamers is not going to pursue further legal action because we all know what the result of that is going to be. But still, the fact that Black Girl Gamers move forward with this letter trying to threaten and silence, put a muzzle on the freedom of press, and thatparkplace.com tells you everything you need to know about this organization, this group under the umbrella of Sweet Baby Inc. and all these DEI hiring firms. Everything in the video game industry right now is coming to the front for everyone to see. And the last thing Black Girl Gamers wants to do is expose their atrocious hiring practices, which isn't even part of what was even happening. Like, this is how the plot has been lost. It's gone completely off the rails to now we've gotten the goalposts moved to something like this. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it all still circles back to how Gamergate 2, as the big press is trying to call it, started, which is Sweet Baby Inc. was trying to attack someone starting a Steam page. One of the employees at Sweet Baby Inc. was making threats on Twitter against Cabrutus on Twitter, and Sweet Baby Inc. detected a curation group on Steam. This was started by Sweet Baby Inc. and then perpetuated from Kotaku, writing an entire article leaving out the fact of how it all got started to paint Sweet Baby Inc. looking like the good guys in all of this and how the gaming community is bad. When the reality is, just because the press says something doesn't mean that's how it happened. And that's why people are rising up and getting pissed off about all this. The facts are there, the internet has shown the truth, and we have these big outlets trying to push a narrative to protect their friends, protect the industry that makes money from government donations and fundings. That's how they succeed and perpetuate this madness. Anyways, that's everything that's happened so far with thatparkplace.com responding to the cease and desist from Black Girl Gamers. And I would consider this matter closed, but at the same time, I didn't expect Black Girl Gamers to move forward with the cease and desist in the first place. What a freaking embarrassment that is to the nth degree. I cannot grasp that they actually did that. Like, the audacity in the people over at Black Girl Gamers to think that they can do that and get away with it and have no one question or say anything about it is just mind-blowing to me. So, because they did that, who knows what they'll do next, but I'd like to think this matter is closed. I'll keep you guys posted if anything changes, but that's where it is right now. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Again, check out smashjt.com for the full article with all the links, resources, and fun stuff, and you stay smashing.
Smash,